Okay, this will be the fastest video I can possibly do. Let's see if I can pull it off. This is portal framed. It's exact to a job being done right now. So this was 21 and a half inches concrete to concrete, excuse me. And pressure treated plate and an inch and an eighth spacer equaled out what needed to happen so that the wall plates could be pre-cut studs and carry on all the way into the addition. So that's what's going on here. And if you look at the code, you'll find all kinds of good information on how to build a portal frame. The single king stud on the outside gets 16D or 16 penny sinkers from the outside, face nailed in. And then these end up being 3-inch gun nails, 3 inches on center in all directions. So where you have studs, this blocking is part of the requirement at midspan part. And on this project, we ran into a spot where these things are too low. These what are they? SSTBs, I think. So what can happen is just like what you do in a commercial job or a hotel or whatever. You get couplers, whatever diameter this is, you get a coupler that goes the same. It just threads down onto it where you can get, half the coupler onto it. And then you get like a 12-inch piece of the same diameter, same thread pitch, and screw it into the top of the coupler. And then it goes up into a pre-deformed hold down that can hold 3,500 pounds. And then it gets a washer and a nut. And on like big apartment jobs that we did where it had to have continuous all thread, you would make sure there was enough all thread sticking up so you could put your washer and nut and then another coupler. And then you would take that all thread and run it up to where the floor system, well, the ceiling, but it's the next floor's floor system. And you would flip the hold down upside down and put it up high, and then you would run a little connector piece between another hold down like this above on the second floor, and it would have a little transfer piece of all thread that would come through and hang out, and you would slip the lower upside down hold down and put a washer and a nut on it and then tighten them up so they would sandwich between the two floors, and there'd be solid blocking in there too so you wouldn't cause a bunch of deflection. And then that coupler goes on here. This all thread goes into that. And everything gets tightened down so you would end up having all thread in this wall going all the way up to the very top. That's interesting. Sure. Anyways, so some of the things to consider, you're going to have a big spring across here to help lift the door. And so might want to do some blocking in the middle. Let's see. What else? If I just go slow and you can just look at this and see how it's all going to look. Yeah. This is standard nailing, 6-inch on panel edge, 12-inch in the field. And this is 3-inch by 3-inch portal frame. And if you go in the code book, there's portal frame for seismic A, B, and C, and you need to look for seismic D2 because that's where we live. So there you go, and it is 4 minutes and 5 seconds. So wow. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I got nothing to say. These are notched out, okay? And then you can put 2-inch rigid foam in here if you wanted, if you're insulating, and all these bays could get insulated. There it is, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Mark.